My Adventures with Superman Season 2, I was able to watch this by getting a mini subscription to Stack TV attached to Amazon Prime because it's hard to find. Stack TV is like a Canadian subscription service. So this season kind of is very similar to the first season. The first 3 or 4 episodes are very villain of the week, kind of, you know, oh, we're doing this week, we're introducing new characters. But then we get to the heart of Season 2, which is the introduction of Supergirl, aka Kara Zo-rel. Cal gets nightmares about his father speaking to him and saying he needs to find his family, the last member of his family, which is Kara Zo-rel. So after finding a beacon, he summons her and she shows up, but she's trying to look for him. She's different from him, though. Clark is very hopeful. He's got that golden retriever energy. He's always helping people. He's in love with Lois. However, Kara is warrior-like, and she's got a different father than she's supposed to. She's been sort of trapped on a ship, basically, with her father. So it's a different origin story for Supergirl. Usually Supergirl shows up later, and she's stuck in like a time vortex or something, or some sort of black hole, and her ship was supposed to show up first, but instead she was delayed for 30 years. So she usually shows up as a teenager, and she's technically older than Cal. But in this story, she's younger, more headstrong, a little bit punk, and we get an introduction of new characters. There's like a dude with huge arms. I don't even know who that is. I don't even think that's like a comic book character. That's just a really big guy with robotic arms. I thought he was Metallo. But then they introduce a Metallo program later in the series, in this season. We do get more development for the villains, mainly Amanda Waller and mainly Alexander Luthor, who only had 1 episode or 1 or 2 episodes in the previous season. Now is going to be a stunning new villain, now working for Argus. And then Waller takes the forefront with her new cronies. She's got, of course, everyone's favorite Deathstroke, but then also introducing Atomic Skull. So one has to remember that, you know, when watching this series, they do a new mythology for all these characters, for all these things. So like we're seeing a younger, hip, more Deathstroke. Atomic Skull is kind of the same, but they do some new things with Kryptonian mythos. The Black Mercy is introduced in this, but it's not an organic flower creature alien that it's supposed to be. It's more of a program. Same with Eradicator. It's not a person, it's a thing. So we get some different versions of things we're familiar with, but they do that in the first season too. So I also liked how the season was able to develop the relationships between the characters a little bit more. Lois and Clark are now dating. However, they still have a rift going on in the middle of the season. Some drama, will they, won't they, sort of, growing pains between being a superhero and a reporter. They also introduce some other characters that are not from the Superman mythos, like Silver Sable or Silver St. Clair. Silver St. Clair, yeah, she's basically a philanthropist that's introduced for a small role as well. So we definitely get some new things going on, and by the end of the season, you know, they're going to introduce a whole new things. You know, they haven't introduced any of the Apocalypse stuff like Granny Goodness or Darkseid. We haven't seen other villains. Metallo's different now. It's a series of robots instead of one person. And I'm sure that down the line, they're also making some characters anti-heroes instead of villains or mercenaries for hire. So that's different too. But this was a very enjoyable season 2, to be honest. This was so well done. I binged the whole thing in like 1 sitting, but it showcases that, you know, the legitimacy of animated series. You couldn't do this in a movie. It would be too expensive. If you tried, it wouldn't work. It'd just be too long. It's just its own thing, and it's great. It's in tune with the comics. It's hopeful. It's fun. It's hilarious. Action-packed. CGI is a little wonky for the robots, but overall very enjoyable season 2. Season 3 is greenlit, and they are making a spin-off called My Adventures with Green Lantern. So excited for those.